Alright, so here we go with another episode of Missing Sliced Bakery. And I am trying a Snickers cake. We'll see how this comes out. I decided to bake the cakes in advance. I actually did 2 of the cakes yesterday, and I needed 2 more. I want to make it a layer cake. Fancy. So I wanted to make it a layer cake, and the layers that I baked yesterday, they weren't that thick. So instead of trying to cut them in half, I just decided to bake 2 other layers. Like this one is pretty thin, and the bottom is falling off. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I don't need it right now. I'm gonna wrap this and put it in the refrigerator while I make some of the sauces. And then I'll take these back out and decorate. I can't remember if I was supposed to cut this before or not, but I guess I'll be cutting it afterwards. Yeah, see, I bought a baking rack. Moving on up. I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then start with the sauces. So we'll start off with the peanut butter buttercream frosting. I need to read this, so I'm gonna read this and I'll be back. Alright, so I'm about to attempt to make the caramel sauce. First time making this, but we're gonna go with it. It's gonna be good. So the first step, heat a large heavy bottom pan over medium heat. Sprinkle 1/4 cup of sugar evenly on the bottom. Slowly melt the sugar over medium heat, but be patient. Alright. So this is 2 cups, and this is pure cane sugar. So take 1/4 and sprinkle on the bottom. You see it beginning to melt. I'm going to swish this around a bit and then add another 1/4 cup. Alright. So the sugar is melted. There's something on the counter. Sugar is melted. I'm going to slowly whisk in this heated heavy whipping cream. I think I have to put it back on the heat. All of the sugar didn't melt. I'm going to put this back on the heat so I can melt this sugar down. Alright, now it's time to add the flavoring, which is going to be 1/4 tablespoon salt and some butter. That's 4 tablespoons of butter. Alright, so it's time to get back to the, what is this? Peanut butter buttercream frosting. I have all of the ingredients laid out, I think, so let's get to it. In a mixing bowl, I have my paddle attachment. Combine butter and peanut butter. Butter and peanut butter. I'm not a big fan of peanut butter, so I'm not sure if I'm gonna like this. I do like Snickers. Every now and then I have a craving for them. So I hope I like the cake. I'm not a big fan of chocolate cake, but I hope I can enjoy this creation. Try to get all this peanut butter out as much as possible. So I'm gonna lock this on, put the paddle down, and I'm gonna beat this for about 2 minutes. It's been about 1 minute. I'm going to scrape the sides and the bottom to make sure everything's all mixed in. And I think I need to mix it some more. It says this is important to get this nice and fluffy, because if you don't, then the icing will be thick and it won't hold. It'll be too thick. So let's put this back for another minute. So this looks good. It has a nice color to it, nice and pale, just like the video. And it said, or it says, to let as much air in. Again, that'll help make it nice and fluffy. So the next step is to add half of the powdered sugar and mix on low speed until the sugar is incorporated. So let's do that. That's about 1 cup, and I'm gonna do it with the spatula first, because every time I don't, it just gets everywhere. That's mixed in. Let's put in the other half of the sugar and do the same thing. Mix it with the spatula first so it doesn't get all over the place. So while that's mixing, I'm going to add in the vanilla. I need 1 teaspoon. And I'm going to add in the salt. I need 1/4 of a teaspoon. Alright, so I think we are good to go. This is our final product here. Well, final product of this icing. So I'm going to transfer it to this bowl and move on to the next one. Alright, so while I wait to make the next sauce, I'm going to level the cakes out. And so I couldn't find 2 of the milk chocolate cakes. So one of these is milk chocolate, this one, and this one is fudge. I don't know how that's going to work with the taste of the cake, but I guess I'll find out tomorrow probably. I probably won't eat any tonight. So this one is at a good height. I don't feel like I need to cut it down, but I need to find the height to make the other one even. Okay. So this one is good. Fudge I need to even out, so let's see about this. easy. The last time I saved these crumbs and I made cake pops, but I'm not a fan. So I'm just gonna toss this. So while I'm waiting on the caramel to cool down, I'm going to go ahead and prepare as much as I can. So I'll start with the peanuts, and I need, it says 1 cup. It says roughly chopped. I'm just going to put them in this bag and use my rolling pin to crush these up. So the next thing I can do while I wait is prepare the Snickers. Move this. Not the safest place for my laptop, but it shouldn't fall. And I'm going to take these Snicker bars and cut these in, I don't know, into small pieces. Alright, so we're still going. I'm going to make the chocolate ganache. I need 1/4 heavy cream. 1/4 of a cup. Pop this in the microwave for 45 seconds. And while that's going, I'm going to take this chocolate and break this up. Well, roughly chop it. Alright, so this is nice and hot. I'm going to adjust the camera angle. It said to pour it over the chocolate, but I'm assuming it doesn't make that big of a deal. I hope not. So let's just stir this until it melts to make my chocolate ganache. I think that's how you say it. I could be saying it wrong. Alright, so I'm going to just let this sit until I'm ready for it. Alright, so now I'm ready to make the salted caramel buttercream. So I have my paddle attachment, and I'm going to put in the butter, room temperature, and get all that off. And I'm going to put in the salted caramel sauce. This is what I made earlier. This is 1 cup. And I'm going to beat, couldn't get that out. I'm going to beat this on medium-high heat for about 2 minutes. Alright, so this is looking nice and fluffy. I'm going to begin adding, I'm going to add in all of the powdered sugar. And like I did with the last batch, I'm going to give this a mix so the powdered sugar doesn't fly everywhere once I turn this handy dandy mixer back on. This actually smells really good. Much better than that peanut butter frosting. Alright, so it's time to prepare to assemble the cake. I am going to start by putting the icing in this piping bag, which I need a spoon to do. Alright, so I'll start with this one. I hope I remember which is which. This is the peanut butter. This is my least favorite part because I don't want it to get on my hands. So that's the peanut butter. Clean my hands, get another spoon, and I'll do salted caramel. Wash my hands again. Alright, to assemble, so cut cake layers. They're already cut. Piping bags, tips are fine. Peanut butter is prepared. Cake board. Cake board. 4 strips of parchment paper. One under here. Offset spatula. Scoop. Alright, so I'm going to take a little bit of icing and put down here. Matter if it mixes, but this is so the cake doesn't slide. And I need my other layers because the larger ones go on the bottom. So place cake board, turntable. Alright. And I'm putting the parchment paper on here to keep the edges clean. And after the cake is decorated, I can just pull these off and I should have a clean cake. Frosting, parchment paper, first layer of cake. Pipe out peanut butter, buttercream frosting all over the cake and then spread it evenly. So this is the peanut butter. Let's see, spread this around. I gotta make sure it lasts, so I'll just do that much. And it's not turning like I thought. So peanut butter all over the cake, spread it, pipe out salted caramel buttercream frosting around the edges to create a border. Alright, this is the salted caramel on my hand. And now pour salted caramel in the middle. So I need to get that out of the refrigerator after I wash my hands. Alright, so got the salted caramel. I'm gonna pour some in this scoop just so I'll know how to get it even for all of my layers. And I think, let's see, pour this in the middle. I want to adjust the camera so y'all can come closer. I don't think it says to spread this. Peanut butter around the edges, create a border, pour in the middle, sprinkle some peanuts over the caramel, and place next layer of peanut. Alright, so peanuts. Chance and try to spread it to make sure you get some in every bite. Just like a Snickers. Alright. So let's drop some peanuts in here. Now it's time to lay on the next layer of cake. And I'm going to adjust the camera and wash my hands before doing that so you guys can get a closer view. So here is the next layer of cake. And this cake is different, and I didn't even it out. Might be too late now. We're just gonna go with it. This is a different flavor. This one is milk chocolate. This one is, I think, fudge. But it's the same process, although I can't do it the same because on top of this will be this cake. So it doesn't need to be as full. I'm gonna get another knife so I can cut myself some indentions and know where to work. Hopefully that works. Alright, so the first thing is peanut butter. This one. And then it's the salted caramel to make the border. And then it's salted caramel itself. And peanut, this is so lopsided. And one more time. All right, final layer. I don't know if I do the same on the top. Let me wash my hands, read, and find out. So now it's time for the crumb coat. And I don't know the easiest way, and I want to make sure I don't run out of icing, which I think I might. Let's see. Pretty sure I should start at the bottom, but I'm gonna go with this. Alright, to the fridge for 30 minutes. Alright, so the cake has been in the fridge for about 30 minutes. It's, the crumb coat has set in. So now I'm gonna put on the final coat. And I think I'm going to use the peanut butter. I hope this is enough. It's gonna have to be enough. So I'm just gonna start by piping it around. So I'm gonna use this spatula to begin spreading this in. Alright, and now let's use this scraper to even it out and spread the icing around. Alright, I think that's as good as it gets, so I'll wash my hands and move on to the next step. Alright, so I need my salted caramel. Alright, so I'm gonna try it. Now I need to switch out and do the chocolate. Alright, so now it's time to do the same with the chocolate ganache. Now I need to get a piping tip.